So let's pick the dates, Donald. I hear you're free on Wednesdays.
Sorry to keep you waiting. Complicated business. Complicated.
Trump's tactic might end Biden's 2024 chances. In the upcoming 2024 election, former President Donald Trump is employing a strategic approach aimed at diversifying his voter base and improving his performance among various demographics that traditionally do not favor Republican candidates. His recent visits to urban areas like Detroit and the South Bronx signify a concerted effort to reach out to communities often overlooked by the Republican Party.
President Joe Biden, he went to the big NAACP dinner, but he never came to the hood. So thank you.
This strategy underscores a broader attempt to shift the electoral dynamics and secure a victory by targeting African Americans, Hispanics, young people, labor union households, and women. Reaching out to urban voters. Trump's visits to urban environments are part of a calculated move to ask for votes directly from these communities. Historically, Republicans have avoided these areas, focusing instead on securing a narrow majority. This has often been to their detriment, as they have missed opportunities to improve their standing among key demographic groups. By engaging with urban voters and showing up in their neighborhoods, Trump is signaling his willingness to listen to their concerns and seek their support. The importance of marginal gains. Trump does not need to secure a majority of votes from African Americans, Hispanics, young people, labor union households, or women to win the election. Instead, he needs to perform better among these groups than Republicans typically do. Even a modest increase in support from these demographics can make a significant difference in key swing states. Improving his margins among these groups, coupled with capitalizing on any erosion of support for Joe Biden, could be enough to secure a victory. The gender gap. One of the critical challenges facing Biden is the significant gender gap, particularly among men. Polls indicate that Biden is losing male voters by a substantial margin, which could prove pivotal in states like Iowa. In contrast, Trump has maintained a strong appeal among men, which could offset any disadvantages he faces with female voters. Addressing this gender gap and ensuring continued support from male voters will be crucial for Trump's campaign. Disconnection from working America. Biden's focus on elite circles, fundraisers in Hollywood, and associations with the tech and media communities has led to a disconnect with working-class Americans. This disconnection has created an opportunity for Trump to position himself as a champion of the working class. By visiting places like the South Bronx and Detroit, Trump aims to show that he understands and cares about the concerns of everyday Americans, contrasting himself with Biden's perceived elitism. Perception and media coverage. Trump's visits to urban areas generate headlines that emphasize his engagement with these communities. Media coverage highlighting his efforts to reach out to African American churches and urban voters can have a powerful impact. When people see factual headlines about Trump visiting these areas, it reinforces the perception that he is willing to go where other Republicans will not. This can help change voters' minds about him and improve his standing among urban and minority voters. Polling and voter support polls show that Biden's approval rating among the Black community has dropped from 86% in 2020 to 70%. Meanwhile, Trump has increased his support among Black voters from 7% to 21%. If these numbers translate into votes, it could significantly alter the election's outcome. Securing 21% of the Black vote, 40% of the Hispanic vote, 47% of the female vote, and 38% of the young vote would likely ensure a victory for Trump. Swing states and demographic shifts. Trump's real strength lies in racially diverse swing states like Georgia, Arizona, and Nevada. Biden's campaign, on the other hand, is relying heavily on support from predominantly white states like Wisconsin, Michigan, and Pennsylvania. This reliance highlights an irony for the Democratic Party, which prides itself on diversity but is currently dependent on white voters to secure a second term for Biden. Trump's ability to make inroads with minority voters in these swing states could be a game-changer. Long-term impact on voter loyalty. Attracting first-time voters, especially among Hispanics and African Americans, could have long-lasting implications for the Republican Party. If these voters cast their first ballots for Trump, they may continue to support the GOP in future elections. This potential shift in voter loyalty underscores the importance of Trump's outreach efforts and the broader strategy of engaging with diverse communities. Other Republican candidates, particularly in Senate races, need to step up their efforts. Senate and House candidates must align with Trump's approach, clearly defining their positions and actively engaging with voters. They cannot rely solely on Trump's popularity and must work to earn voters' support independently. Ensuring that Senate candidates are well-defined and focused on addressing Biden's shortcomings is crucial for the overall success of the Republican Party in the upcoming election. Challenges from the Democratic campaign. The Democratic campaign is expected to focus heavily on Trump's legal issues, branding him as a convicted criminal only out for himself. This narrative aims to undermine Trump's credibility and appeal to voters concerned about integrity and ethics. However, Trump's team argues that this strategy may backfire, especially given the legal troubles faced by Biden's son, Hunter. Highlighting Hunter Biden's convictions and the ongoing investigations could neutralize attacks on Trump and shift the focus to the Biden family's alleged corruption. Debate strategy. In the upcoming debates, Trump's team plans to call out Biden for previous lies, particularly regarding Hunter Biden's laptop and the 51 national security experts who falsely claimed it was Russian disinformation. By confronting Biden directly and demanding accountability, Trump aims to highlight Biden's dishonesty and question his credibility. Additionally, Trump's team is confident in his debating skills and believes that Biden's performance, even with a teleprompter, will not be strong enough to withstand Trump's attacks, public perception, and media criticism. The Biden administration has faced criticism for downplaying or denying incidents that raise concerns about Biden's health and cognitive abilities. For example, Biden has been seen wandering off stage and freezing during public appearances. The administration's attempt to label these as cheap fakes or manipulated videos has been met with skepticism, as many people have witnessed these incidents firsthand. Critics argue that acknowledging and addressing these issues honestly would be more effective than denying them. Handling health concerns. Comparisons have been drawn between Biden's public incidents and those of other politicians, such as Mitch McConnell, who openly acknowledged his health issues. By denying Biden's visible struggles, the administration risks losing credibility and further eroding public trust. Voters are concerned about Biden's ability to perform his duties, and the administration's handling of these concerns will be crucial in shaping public perception. Conclusion. As the 2024 election approaches, Trump's strategy of engaging with diverse communities and improving his performance among key demographic groups could play a pivotal role in determining the outcome. His efforts to connect with urban voters, coupled with the challenges facing Biden's campaign, create a dynamic and competitive race. Trump's team is focused on capitalizing on Biden's weaknesses and highlighting the contrast between the two candidates. Whether this strategy will be enough to secure a victory remains to be seen, but it is clear that both campaigns are gearing up for a hard-fought battle. Don't forget to subscribe for more videos like this.